when the ICE agents are going up to the woman in the car saying her husband is, or her, whoever she's with, they're just going to go and take him down just to see if his papers are right. And then they'll return him. And then he ends up in detention in somewhere else in Texas. There we go.
We're just going to check his documentation.
Where are you going?
To the federal building. But if he checks out, we'll give him, okay?
But that's not what happened. We're getting reports from all over the state, actually, that people are being told that they're just going to have their paperwork checked, then brought to the federal detention center, and their friends and family find out the next morning they've been sent to Texas, despite having what folks are telling us is the correct paperwork. This is what Sean Sherman, the internationally renowned indigenous chef here from the Twin Cities, say happened in this case.
So I get a call that ICE was here at the building and that they took one of our employees. We had one of our employees giving rides to the other employees that didn't have cars because nobody feels like it's safe to ride at the public transport, the buses and the light rail and stuff like that, because people are the ICE agents are monitoring those situations. She comes around the corner here, pulls into the backside, and she saw that she was being followed right away. So she turns in behind her building because there's a door right there by the dock. So her goal was just to get people in the building right away. But she said as soon as she parked and put it into park that they had already grabbed him out of the driver's seat. And she said she got out of the car and they all had guns drawn, so she had to get back in the car. And they told her that they were looking for somebody that matched his description, but with no other details.
We're gonna if he's fine, we'll return him back, okay? We're just gonna check his documentation.
Where are you going?
To the federal building.
But you can't believe that because he ended up in Texas by morning.
So this is a lie. So I wanted to put that out there because we know all of this is a lie. And we know that they're not someone who fits the description. Where are the warrants? Where are the judicial warrants? There are none. The people in Minnesota, they feel like they're occupied. There are thousands of agents there. They outnumber the police agencies there, the local police agencies. And if you think just because Tom Homan is going in that things are going to change, that's all bullshit. That is bullshit. What they're going to try to do is be quieter about it, maybe try to squash the media as they're doing, trampling on the Bill of Rights and on the Constitution. That's what they are doing. And to pretend otherwise is ludicrous. It's outrageous. Our government is lying to us about what they're doing. This is a police state in Minnesota, and they want to take this police state all over. And you know what they want to do? Do you know what they want to do? They want to take over the elections in certain places to guarantee a win in 2026 for the Republicans so Donald Trump can stay in office and stay his ass out of jail. That's what they want. You don't believe me? Donald Trump was on Dan Bongino, and Dan Bongino was just the assistant director of the FBI, and now he's back again being a podcaster, a conspiracy theorist. He's back to that again, and this is what the president said on that show. Listen closely.
And they vote illegally, and amazing that the Republicans aren't tougher on it. The Republicans should say, "We want to take over. We should take over the voting in at least 15 places. The Republicans ought to nationalize the voting."
Did you hear that? The Republicans should take over and they should nationalize the voting. Nationalize the voting. Are you guys awake yet? Are you paying attention? Why do you think that they don't want free and independent journalists? They don't want the word out. Why do you think that they are jailing journalists? Because they don't want people telling that story. And the people who are the closest to the ground experiencing this are independent journalists who are there covering it. It's not the networks who go in and they drop in for a little bit and then they come back out or they whatever and they stand there and they do their live shots seeing bullshit. Because things that they want overturned, if it's a conservative state, then they're going to send it back to the state. So that state, that conservative state, can give them what they want. But a liberal state is not giving them what they want. Then they want to nationalize it or federalize it. Do you see the bullshit here? Wake up, people, if you don't see that. And okay, just in case You don't understand what is happening in Minnesota. Here he is again.
Minnesota, if they allowed us to do the job, it's a mess. There's something in the water up there, and I love the state. I won the state 3 times, but I got no credit for it. I won that state 3 times, but it's a rigged state, really rigged badly with the Somalians and the theft. And I guess you studied it, but I hear it's over $19 billion, okay? Can you imagine? They have a country where they have no money, they have no nothing, and they come over here and they steal. They're able to steal more than $19 billion. And we're right on their ass.
Yeah, that was
We're
one
right
of the first
there.
cases
But
when I got an
these are people that don't work.
Yeah.
Dan, these are people that don't work. These are people that are just not an asset to our society, to put it mildly. And we got to get them out, most of them. And it's most of them.
I want to tell the audience.
92% don't work.
Yeah.
And they have an unbelievable system, corrupt system of welfare. You know, many of them drive Mercedes-Benzes, had nothing when they came over. The good news is, you notice they don't see ships being stolen anymore from Somalia, because we hit those guys with the same weapon that we take out the drug dealers from the ocean. We stop every time we hit a boat. We knock out. We save 25,000 lives. Each boat, and pretty accurate. Each boat is responsible for the death of 25,000 Americans. Think of that, okay? And we knock them out like candy. We are knocking them out. We also do that with the pirates in Somalia. That's why you don't see ships being taken anymore, because they don't play games. So, you know, they were stealing ships every day. Now it takes courage to steal ships. They don't do it. You understand. And you did a great job while at the FBI, and I appreciate it.
Oh, my
Thank
God.
you, sir. I
Okay.
appreciate it. Well, it was under your leadership and work.
That man is out of his mind. We are living in his psychosis. I'm telling you. And he is obsessed with Somalia. He's obsessed with Ilhan Omar. Does he have a thing for Ilhan Omar? Did Ilhan Omar, did he try to hit on her or something and she turned him down? Because he's obsessed with her. What's your obsession with Ilhan Omar? And what's your obsession with Somalians? I mean, look, I know Iman is a beautiful woman, and lots of women in Somalia look like Iman. They're gorgeous. So maybe that's it. They don't want you or something. I don't know what it is, but it is, you're right. This man is deranged. It's unfathomable. And to say, you know, they're all crooks or whatever, the Somalians or Somalian Americans. Does he not know how many native-born Americans commit crimes and fraud in this country? The most fraud in this country, white-collar fraud, and usually it's white people, white men with white-collar fraud. And reportedly, people have said that you're fraudulent. I mean, you did go to, you were charged with it. I mean, you did have some fraudulent issues for which you became a convicted felon for. So again, every accusation is a confession. Demonize the people because he's racist. It's not just I don't believe it's just a political thing for him. I think he's just racist. Unbelievable. I got more. Word from our sponsors. Support for the show comes from Shopify. Now, when I started the Don Lemon,
Ramos and his father, Adrian, as they returned to Minneapolis from a detention center in Texas. A federal judge ordered their release on Saturday after nearly 2 weeks at the facility. The boy's father calls this their, quote, freedom flight. The case has sparked global outrage as the father and son became a symbol of the harsh realities of the Trump administration's immigration crackdown. Young Liam tells us what he's most looking forward to now that he's at home. We have team coverage from Minneapolis tonight. But first, ABC's John Quinones leads us off.
Tonight, 5-year-old Liam Conejo Ramos and his father Adrian are home in Minneapolis. ABC News followed them on their journey from the detention center at Dilley, Texas, where they were taken shortly after they were detained on January 20th, to what Adrian called their freedom flight, the plane that would take them back home to Minneapolis. They were accompanied by Texas Congressman Joaquin Castro, who advocated for their release. It was a day that began at 4 a.m. Adrian carrying Liam in his arms as we walked behind them down the jetway, Liam looking scared and uncertain. I asked Adrian how he and his son are doing. We're happy to finally be going home again, he says. The little boy in C-21B getting first-class treatment by flight attendants. The chips, waffles, and orange juice most welcome. Neither Liam or his father had had a proper meal in days. The 5-year-old playing with a touch screen and clutching his big yellow stuffed toy, a Pikachu.
Liam,
Liam, who had never flown before, getting to meet the pilots in the cockpit, pretending to fly the plane, earning his junior pilot wings.
wings just like mine.
The 3-hour flight, just a normal journey for most of us, but for this father and son, it was the end of a 12-day ordeal. Who can forget the image seen around the world? Little Liam standing outside his home in his Spider-Man backpack and his blue bunny hat with ears. An ICE agent holding him by that backpack. That hat later lost. Witnesses watching as ICE agents detained his dad. The Department of Homeland Security responding, saying ICE did not target or arrest a child.
Okay, I don't
claiming
want to hear
that agents
okay,
went
good.
to arrest.
I'm so glad that they are home, and I saw them walking by. You can continue to thank you for all your prayers. I saw. Why didn't anybody in the first class get up and let those people sit there? Maybe they didn't know who they were, but I would have gone out and said, "Can I pay for a first class ticket for this family?" They should have been up there. Liam's dad needed a cocktail. And they needed the first class food, okay? Or get your, I remember during the Iraq War, and because I travel so much, I would often get up, when you travel a lot, you have a lot of points, they upgrade you. And the service member would come on and I'd go, "Oh, have a seat, buddy. What's your seat number?" And I would go to the back. Get y'all's asses up and let that family sit down. Let little Liam go into the first class, okay? So anyways, that really does warm my heart, that hopefully they'll be okay. And if that family needs anything, I would hope that they would reach out. And I hope that there are some people there that are supporting them. And I really meant that when I said for little Liam, if little Liam wanted to, like a foster or someone, I would totally take him in. That gets such a loving family. Come get him when they want. I was busy, whatever they want. But he's with his dad, and that's where he deserves to be. There was one more thing that I wanted to show you. And I forgot about this. Just one more thing I want to go back to. Can we go back to the Grammys? Because this is something that's really outrageous. Donald Trump is now he wants to sue. He probably would arrest Trevor Noah if he could. He wants to sue people for telling a joke. This was Trevor Noah last night at the Grammys. And then I'll show you what Donald Trump said. Here it is.
Song of the Year. Congratulations, Billie Eilish. Wow. That is a Grammy that every artist wants, almost as much as Trump wants Greenland, which makes sense. I mean, because Epstein's island is gone, he needs a new one to hang out with Bill Clinton. So, I told you it's my last year. What are you going to do about it?
Yes. And then Donald Trump, of course, after that, put up a tweet saying that I'll be sending my lawyers to sue this poor, pathetic, talentless dope of an MC and suing him for plenty. Ask little George, I don't know, slop, whatever it is. I was actually listening to that in the presence of an attorney. And then when I saw this thing, I texted, or I asked her, "Is this?" He said, "No, him, sorry." And he said, "There is nothing libelous about that. It's all First Amendment." And Donald Trump now wants to sue. Remember, this is the party. These are the folks that said, snowflakes, you can't say anything anymore. Comedians can't even make a joke. And so Donald Trump makes a joke, and then he gets all bent out of shape. I mean, Trevor Noah makes a joke, and Donald Trump gets all bent out of shape. Talk about freaking snowflakes, man. This dude is a snowflake of the highest proportions. Okay, so you guys know that I am a dog person, right? And these are the things that are happening after the deportations. Just things like this that are affecting families. Now, I know some people are going to go, "Well, it's an animal, whatever," but still that's part of a family. And it shows you how families are being broken up and their tidy, beautiful, loving homes are being divided and just demolished. So I am a dog lover. And so this